Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your AEW Anniversary Edition review here on the Big Fight Field channel. We had a huge lineup tonight with 4 championship matches. The show was headlined by a very good main event between Lance Archer and Jon Moxley, and overall, this was just a great wrestling show for 2 hours. I got to enjoy myself, and I'm happy we got to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Dynamite. But ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to waste any time. I am here tonight with a guest. She is the first female guest on the Big Fight Field channel. She is a huge AEW fan, and you could go subscribe to her on YouTube at Top Rope Squishy for AEW Dynamite predictions and AEW Dark predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddy Anderson. How are you doing tonight, Maddy?
I'm good. How's everybody out there? This Tonight show was amazing. 1-year anniversary. Can't wait to start talking about it. Woo! Happy to be on your show. Thanks for inviting me, Joseph.
No
Feel
problem.
honored to be the first female.
Yep. No problem. I wanted to have you on the channel, talk about some AEW, but tonight was the 1-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. Great show. Before we actually get into the show, I just want to ask you a question about the 1-year anniversary of Dynamite. What was your favorite moment in the first year of Dynamite? We had so many great moments, but I want to know your favorite moment in year 1.
Was definitely at Double or Nothing. Kenny Omega, Sammy Guevara, One-Winged Angel off the top. That was scary, but it was my favorite moment. That match was amazing. What was it again? It was in the football field.
The Inner Circle and the Elite.
Yeah, the Inner Circle versus the Elite. So that was my favorite part of the 1 year of Dynamite. What about you?
My favorite moment, that's a good question. I did top 10 matches, but my favorite moment, you know what? I am a huge Brody Lee guy. So him winning the championship against Cody, I'm gonna say that. And the way he defeated Cody, I'm gonna go with that moment from Brody Lee right there. But let's just dive right into the action, shall we? We started off with Best Friends versus FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I thought this was a really good opening match here. FTR won in heel fashion, like a heel should. So I accept that. Cash Wheeler hit Chucky T over the head with a championship belt. The Best Friends, numerous times, were very close to winning the tag team championships, but they came up very short. FTR pulled away with it at the end. That was a really good tag team championship match. I want to get your thoughts and some of the notes that you took on this tag team championship match.
Well, this is Best Friends, I think, second run for the tag belts. The first time they went up against Kenny Omega and Paige and lost. I thought they were going to win that time, but I did believe they were not taking it this time. I just didn't see FTR losing it so soon. But, Trent was the one who took the brunt of the beatings here. I think Chucky T, the only thing he really got hit with was the belt at the end. So Trent really got most of the beatings. He took all the bumps tonight. Good sport.
Yeah, right.
Good sport. Maybe Chucky T's gonna be buying him dinner for a week for that, but
sure.
But yeah, he put up a good fight, But I knew that FTR was gonna cheat their way into winning the belt, so I was not surprised when they retained at the end.
Yeah, me neither. Some of the talking about Trent taking a big spot at one point in the match. Trent and I believe it was Cash Wheeler were fighting on the outside. In the background, you just saw Kip Sabian playing his arcade game, and then Cash Wheeler threw Trent into the video game, and it broke Kip's video game, and Kip was livid. I'll tell you what, he was livid, and he called on his big man. And now I was wondering this, okay? Trent got thrown into the arcade game, but it was really Cash Wheeler that threw him into it. So shouldn't Kip and Miro be pissed off at FTR instead of the
But they're
best friends?
heels.
Yeah.
So I figured they would attack the innocent guys.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised about how that went down at all. I'm guessing there's going to be a Miro Kip versus best friends coming up soon.
That's a match that could happen at Full Gear. I would love to see that match.
I would love to see that too. I think best friends would win.
Maybe not. I mean, Miro just got here, so maybe we would have to give him the rub over.
Yeah, I'm just, best friends is like my second favorite, or my third favorite tag team. They're like on the tippity top for me, so I'm kind of partial to them.
Yeah, that's all good. They're a popular tag team in AEW, but Kip and Miro, they were in the match next. They were against Sean Manua and Lee Johnson. This was 3 minutes, very quick. Miro tapped out Lee Johnson, I believe it was. He got on the microphone and he said, What do you mean?
Lee Johnson didn't even get in the ring.
Oh, it was the other guy.
It was the other guy.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus
that
Christ.
match was so ridiculously short. I blinked and it was over.
See, I told you before we came on here that I remember notes in my head, and I didn't even remember who got submitted. So
I wrote everything down because I'm telling you, the memory ain't that great. But yeah, Lee didn't even get in. Like Miro hit him while he was standing in the corner waiting to get tagged in. He didn't even get in.
such a shame.
That's ridiculous.
And then Miro got on the microphone and he said it's going to be game over for the best friends. So it looks like we're heading into a Miro Kip Sabian best friends feud. That should be very good. I'm looking forward to see what happens. But this next segment, I thought this was absolutely awesome, and this was hilarious. We got MJF's big announcement, and he wasted no time. He introduced Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle. He got Sammy Guevara his jacket that he's been waiting so long for. And Sammy just had the most depressed face ever with this jacket. He didn't get like a normal jacket like the Inner Circle did. He's like it kind of face like, what the hell? Like, what's this?
Obviously, they don't like each other.
No. But then we get to the promo. Jericho's like, just get to what you have to say for your announcement. MJF says he's stuttering at first, and then he says, I want to join the Inner Circle. Ortiz got on the microphone and he said, you have no business, no time into joining the Inner Circle. We don't want you. Jericho was like, hold on, I got something to say. How about next week? This was interesting, and this actually made me hungry. Next week, how about we have a steak dinner? At MJF, I was like, oh, you want to have a steak dinner? You're on. So next week, it's going to be Jericho, MJF, having a steak dinner, and knowing these two guys, it's gonna be some funny shit. I'm telling you.
It's definitely gonna be funny. I'm really curious about how this is gonna go. Nobody in the Inner Circle besides Jericho is giving MJF the time of day. And the minute that if Jericho lets MJF in, that's, I think, going to be the beginning of the end for the Inner Circle. I think Wardlow is hitting the road, like he's separating from MJF once that happens too. Ooh. Which I'm happy for. I want Wardlow to go solo.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be a face. He's not going to be a heel.
Oh, I would imagine that he would turn face by attacking MJF, and then those two would feud.
Oh, that would be so lovely. I definitely want him to attack MJF.
I do see that. Everybody hates MJF, so.
It's the heel you love to hate because he's such a great heel, though. He's
exactly.
doing his job because everybody can't stand him.
Exactly. He's getting over as a heel, and no one likes him. But yeah, going back to Wardlow, I do think that eventually. Here's what I think. I thought that they were going to betray Jericho, and they were going to kick Jericho out of the Inner Circle for MJF. now that the other guys don't want Jericho in the inner circle, or don't want MJF in the inner circle, I think they're going to realize this guy should be in the inner circle, and they're going to kick out Sammy Guevara. That's what I think is going to happen.
And I feel that at some point, and this is going real deep, but I feel at some point Miro and Kip are not going to be a team anymore, and I see Sammy and I see Kip joining. Because if you watch Sammy's vlog, which I do, they're really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they would be a great tag team. I was thinking Ben Carter for Kip Sabian too.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Miro and Kip together because Miro's so beastly, and then Kip Sabian's like the opposite. He's very agile. He's all over the place.
I agree.
I don't think they mesh well.
And Miro can get over on his own, in my opinion.
Yes, Miro should definitely go solo. Miro, go solo. Warlow, go solo, and let's have a match.
Oh, two bulls just going at it. Like, that match could be for the FTW Championship.
Ooh. Cage will have to lose it first, though.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the big man championship, in my opinion. Like after last week, so we'll see.
Cage and Hobbs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Next week, Jericho and MJF steak dinner should be good. TNT Championship match.
Oof.
Cody and Orange Cassidy. Now, before I talk about anything that happened in the match, do not get upset over the fact that this was a time limit draw, because this match was fantastic. Orange Cassidy brung it out. Orange Cassidy got the Darby Allin treatment that he got back at Fyter Fest in 2019 against Cody. I thought this was a fantastic match. This honestly, it might be stretching it a little bit, because I was upset that Cody won the TNT Championship last week, but I thought this was better than last week's Dog Collar match. I don't know about you.
I'll have to say they're pretty even for me. The Dog Collar match was a total shock for me because I did not see Brody losing the belt only 6 weeks in, and he made such an awesome TNT champ. He was just so great as a champ, and it kind of solidified his leadership role in the Dark Order. But, you know, I wasn't upset either that Cody won it back, but I feel like Cody shouldn't hold on to it too long. But this match was very, I think because it was longer to me. Was it longer? This match felt longer.
Yeah.
It had more action, you know. There was really brutal strikes and things going on with the collar match, but this one was really technical and all over the place, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, so yeah, I loved it.
You know, even for me, and for different reasons.
One of the biggest things that happened in this match was towards the beginning of this match, and I tweeted this out in bold letters. They locked up because Cody made a big deal about locking up with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy locked up with Cody tonight. I kind of found that pretty hilarious. So.
Yes. It was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was going to happen. He said it was going to happen. He was making a big deal out of it, like you said. So it was coming. It was coming. I wasn't shocked when it happened.
No, me neither.
Yeah. There were some really sexy moves, though. The Cody cutter was really pretty. Orange hit a couple of beach breaks. Mm-hmm. I really thought that Orange was going to take it tonight.
I did
that
too.
Was part of my prediction.
I did too. I actually thought that Orange was going to win, because I was like, okay, Cody, he turned his hair black. He dyed his hair black. Obviously, after tonight, he's back to being a blonde. But yes. I was like, this is perfect. One way to start Cody's heel turn is to have him lose the TNT Championship in 1 week to a guy that puts his hands in his pockets and is the lazy character. I thought that made a ton of sense. And, I mean, why not give Orange the TNT Championship? I honestly thought it was going to happen.
I really did, too. You know, he's such a... he's a... Kids love him, you know? So he has a lot of fans. And there was even a point in the match where people were booing... Cody because he was slamming his knee against the post. You know, like he was doing heel things, and Cody was getting booed, which I've never heard Cody get booed before because they love Orange so much. So I was like, yeah, Orange is definitely gonna take it. I got gassed one or two times when he pinned Cody. I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah, same. You go back to the crowd booing Cody. Even On went up to Cody and was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like this is not a part of our game plan." I caught that in my head. That was very important right there. But towards the end, Orange hit a tope to Cody on the outside. Then on the outside, we saw the Dark Order. 5, 10, Anna Jay, Alex Reynolds, and Silver rushing with the TNT Championship. Orange Cassidy stole the TNT Championship, gave it back to Arn, and the referee kicked out the Dark Order. And back in the ring, Justin Roberts is like 5 minutes remaining, 4 minutes remaining. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly where this is going. Orange hit a Falcon Punch. He missed the Falcon Punch. He did his mousetrap, and the referee counted 2, time limit draw. But luckily for us fans, because AEW is awesome, we're getting a rematch in 2 weeks for the TNT Championship between Cody and Orange. But after tonight, we did learn that Darby Allin is going to be challenging for the TNT Championship at Full Gear, which is amazing. But with that announcement right there, I cannot see Cody losing the TNT Championship to Orange Cassidy in 2 weeks.
Yep,
the floor is yours. So, moving on from that, we got Matt Hardy, who is back with his family. Good to see Matt back. And then we get a video package on the Titantron with burning pictures of Matt Hardy. And it was, of course, his arch nemesis, Sammy Guevara, who said, "It was me who took out your knee. I had you on the ground at Full Gear. I had you lying there. And at All Out. And the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep putting you down and sending you on the injury list. So clearly, this is not over between Sammy and Matt Hardy. Your thoughts on this?"
My initial thoughts when I saw Sammy cutting the promo towards Matt Hardy, I was like, oh no. I worried. That was my initial thoughts, worry. Because every match that Sammy has had with Matt Hardy has ended in some form of injury.
I know.
And so with the last one being extremely scary, so I was kind of hoping that it was over. Not because I don't like each wrestler. I love both of the wrestlers. I don't want to see anybody get seriously injured. And they're both like, I don't know, when they get together, it's just like it's injury prone. So I hope they keep it in the ring and real simple and real short. And end it, because I fear for their safety.
I know.
What do you think?
I want to. Like you said last time. I took the words from you. This time you took the words from me. I was like, they gotta stay in the ring. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Matt Hardy in that critical condition ever again. So if they're gonna do a match the next coming weeks on Dynamite or at Full Gear, keep it in the ring. You can make it a no disqualification match. That's awesome, but keep it in the ring and be safe, because the most importantly, you got to be safe with the talent. So
yes, and I know Matt Hardy likes to put over younger talent, but it's really scary when he takes crazy bumps like that. He's not Sammy Guevara's age, so he has to be a little careful.
Exactly. Next up, this was very interesting. We got a lottery draw to see 4 teams that will be crowned the number 1 contenders for the tag team titles in a fatal 4-way match next week. Tony Schiavone's out there. The first team that was drawn was Private Party. And I was like, oh, you're a big fan of Private Party.
That's my favorite. Private Party is my number 1. Santana and Ortiz are my number 2.
Ooh, I got to go with Jurassic Express as my number 1.
Really? I don't hate them. I love Jurassic Express too. It's just that they have so many amazing tag teams. It's just hard to pick one.
And I know. The All Out 2019, when they came out to that Chicago crowd, that put me over. I was like, these guys are my favorite.
They are cool. They have a great gimmick.
So Private Party were out first. Then the second team drawn was John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. Social media was happy about this because of the. I'm guessing you watch BTE every single week, right?
Every single week at 12 o'clock on the dot. On Monday.
I try, but I do watch it every week. But John Silver, he's incredibly over on that show, and I'm happy that him and Reynolds are getting this opportunity. They are a very underrated tag team.
They are.
And then a tag team that got drawn next that I am a big fan of, the Butcher and the Blade, and it was like, oh, okay, this is getting interesting.
Getting serious.
And then the last team drawn, Tony Schiavone did the draw, and the way he said it, I mean, I was laughing so hard. He said,
"He got kicked in the face."
I know. He got the name. He threw the paper on the ground, and he said it in a very depressed manner. Young Bucks.
I love Tony Schiavone.
I do too. Young Bucks are the final team. They got in the ring. They shook FTR's hand. Big brawl started. So that is your fatal four-way for next week.
Yes.
Private Party, Silver and Reynolds, Butcher and the Blade, and the Young Bucks. Should be a great match, but I think we all know that the Bucks are winning this match.
Quite obviously, they are going to get the run for the belts against FTR at Full Gear.
Oh boy, that's the match. Yeah. That's the match we've been waiting for.
We've been waiting for it, and we knew it was coming.
for 5 years. 5 years we've been waiting for this match.
I did not know that.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I think that's your main event, Full Gear, for the tag team titles.
Could be. That's gonna be a good one. I can't wait.
Same. AEW Women's Championship on the line. Big Swole versus Hikaru Shida. This was a 10-minute match. This was fine, in my opinion. Not overly exciting, in my opinion. But it was fine for what it was. Shida kicked out of Dirty Dancing by Big Swole. Shida got the victory with the Falcon Arrow after the match. Nyla Rose on the outside with Vicky Guerrero, staring down the champion. And that seems to be the way they are trending for Full Gear, is Nyla Rose versus Shida. The floor is yours.
I want Nyla to take the belt. So I was tweeting, I'm like, oh, it's going to be Nyla and Shida. You know, when the promo came out yesterday on Dark from Vicky Guerrero, I was like,
okay,
please, let's put Nyla and Shida together. So I knew that Swole was not going to win tonight. I had a feeling because I really thought that it was going to be Britt Baker, though, versus Nyla. Versus Shida for the belt, but now I feel it's gonna be definitely Shida versus Nyla. Now this match, though, I found it a little more exciting than you did, because they took it outside, which I think like a lot of women matches don't really go out the ring. But I guess being that this was a belt match, they wanted to make it, heavier. So there was a lot of throwing against barricades. There was a German suplex from Shida to Swole. I mean, they really went in. I think they went pretty hard.
Fair enough.
I enjoyed it.
Fair enough. Now, if we do get Nyla and Shida for the Women's Championship at Full Gear, would you like to see Nyla take the championship back?
Yes. Nyla did not get enough time with that belt, and she is a great person on the mic, and she's amazing in the ring. I always get happy when I see Nyla going into the ring and when I see her getting on the mic, because she's brutal. She really is a beast, and I really want to see her with the belt again. Not that I don't love Shida, but Shida doesn't cut, like, promos.
Yeah.
And when you have a champ or champs, like the tag belts, you want to see them talking. So Mox does them, FTR does them, even Cody does them, but you don't hear of Shida. And I know that she has a language barrier, but I was thinking she could cut those promos in Japanese and have someone standing next to her, just translating it.
Some of the promos she cuts, she speaks pretty good English. Like when you hear her speak in like a video package, she speaks some pretty good English. So if they want to put her on the microphone, have her cut a promo or on Vicky or Nyla Rose, I'm cool with that. I'm down.
I would love for her to do it. I know she struggles a little bit, and I think that the thing is that she's kind of shy about it.
Yeah.
So she shies away from cutting promos. I think that's my opinion, but I think she should just go for it. Like, if she can't, should just do it in Japanese and English. Just have somebody put the translations or something.
I agree.
I think she should cut more promos for sure.
I agree. Next week, we got a big week as we do have the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. We have the steak dinner between Chris Jericho and MJF. And then before we get to the main event, we got the start of the AEW World Championship Tournament. The first round matches are followed. Colt Cabana versus Hangman Page. Jungle Boy versus Wardlow. Joey Janela versus Kenny Omega. That should be awesome. As you guys remember, the 4.25 star match they put on AEW Dark last year. And then I think this is the match that everybody's looking forward to in the first round. Penta versus Phoenix.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. Wow. I can't believe it. I'm so excited.
My goodness. I can't believe they did it too.
Brothers.
That's going to be amazing. So, obviously, I think this tournament finals is going to be Kenny versus Hangman Page at Full Gear. They are on opposite sides, so we're going to get that match at Full Gear. That's going to be awesome, this too.
Who do you think is going to win?
It's a good question. I'm going to go Kenny.
I have Paige, and I've been saying Paige for a minute. I'm dying for Kenny to go cleaner mode because I have yet to see Kenny as a cleaner. Like, I've only looked him up as a cleaner, and people say he's pretty awesome. And I'm, like, dying for him to go heel. And I feel that if he loses to Hangman Page at Full Gear for the belt, he is going to go full heel. That's what I want.
That could... you might have persuaded me to take Paige now.
And I think that Paige is going to be the one to beat Mox.
Oh, I don't think it should be Paige. We'll get to who I think should beat Mox in a little bit. But we got to this main event for the World Championship: Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley. This was changed to a no disqualification match. This match went about 15 minutes. I thought this was a great main event. These guys, it was going to be brutal, physical. I'm glad they made this match a no DQ. This was a great main event, and the ending protected Lance Archer, so I can respect that a whole lot. What were your thoughts on this main event match?
I was so excited for this match. Since it got put off, we didn't get the 6-man match that we were going to get originally, which included Hobbs and Allen and Starks. But, we got to see everybody matched up, but Murder Hawk versus Mox was what I was waiting for the most. I'm a huge Mox fan, and I'm a huge Murder Hawk fan, and I knew that they were going to be mostly outside the ring, which is exactly what happened. The setup with the tables, I was just sitting there like, who's going to eat those? They both ate a ton of barricades because they were killing each other. And they pulled, he pulled the paradigm shift on him. It was just, cannonball senton. Murder Hawk did a cannonball. I mean, this is a big dude.
I know.
Doing these moves out the ring. And kudos to Mox for catching him, because that's a big guy to catch.
He's so athletic, man. Lance Archer, he is, for his size, he moves like a cruiserweight. He is absolutely amazing.
Is, and I'm so happy he pulled the blackout on Mox. I mean, I knew Mox was going to kick out of it because I had Mox for the win, but I was so happy to see it. It's that and the paradigm shift are two of my favorite moves.
Nice.
Love those moves.
Well, they did revisit the two-table paradigm shift spot. Yes. Do you watch New Japan or no?
Not really. really. Not really. I haven't gotten a chance to really dip my toes deep into the indies.
Okay.
New Japan, yeah.
Well, they had a match in New Japan earlier in the year in January, and they did this same exact spot. It brought back really good memories to that. They they had tons of chairs. Moxley took a choke slam on the 2 chairs. That was brutal. And then Archer hit Moxley with a trash can. Then the ending came where Archer hit the blackout. I was like, oh boy, Archer's going to win. Moxley rolled him up. My man Moxley retains the championship against Archer.
Yes, he countered him. It was great. It was great. They had me on edge from the beginning. It was a wonderful, wonderful main event.
Then, at the end, Eddie Kingston and the Lucha Brothers came down. And they were congratulating Moxley. Eddie Kingston was being all buddy-buddy with Moxley. At the end, they was like, let's raise hands. So they raised hands. Moxley was like, oh, what's going on here? Then Kingston gave him a back fist to the face. The Lucha Bros were blocking the referees as Kingston hit the chokehold on Moxley. Kingston had the World Championship in his hands, and that's the way that AEW Dynamite went off the air. Now, you said you think, or you want Hangman Page to take the championship from Moxley. I think that's what you said. But
that's exactly what I said.
Yep, I got you. But this man right here, I think, should be the world champion. Eddie Kingston.
Ooh.
Eddie Kingston.
No.
He has it. Eddie Kingston has it, man.
I disagree. I mean, I like Eddie Kingston, but I don't see him holding that belt at all. Maybe the TNT belt one day, but not the championship belt. He has, a completely different style of wrestling. He's pretty brutal, but I just can't see him holding the champ belt. I think there's other better options, honestly.
Fair enough. But
and that's nothing against Kingston. I do like him, but no.
Yeah,
not me.
That's fair enough. But
don't kill me, Joseph.
No, I would never do that. But I mean, the guy's amazing on promos. He's got a very good faction. But I mean, if he does lose, it could lead to hopefully Pac coming back soon, because we all miss Pac, and we could build to a 6-man between Kingston, the Butcher, and the Blade against the returning Pac and the Lucha Brothers, reuniting a Death Triangle.
I would love that.
I would
love that.
That would be amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the AEW Anniversary Review here on the channel. I want to thank each and every single one of you who tuned in to the review tonight. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you thought of the show tonight. Hit that like button if you like what myself and Maddy had to say about the show tonight. And follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Go follow go subscribe to her YouTube channel. I will make sure to tweet that out before I go to bed tonight, to make sure you go subscribe to her YouTube channel and get her up to 150 subscribers. She deserves it, man.
Thank you, Joseph.
No problem. She deserves it. And then follow her on Twitter at TopRopeSquishy. Do you have any last minute words before we get out of here tonight?
Just want to say thank you for having me on your show. This was a lot of fun. I wouldn't mind doing it again, and I just loved today's Dynamite. It was perfect.
Yeah, we will do this again sometime. Do another AEW review, or I could have you on for a prediction show, possibly down the road. So we can figure something out. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you guys for watching this review, and I hope you have a good night, and I hope you stay safe wherever you are.